देवियों और सज्जनों, शुभ संध्या। जैसा कि आप सभी को विदित है, हमारा देश आज़ादी के 75वें वर्ष के उपलक्ष्य में आज़ादी का अमृत महोत्सव मना रहा है और हम सभी इसी महोत्सव को हर्ष एवं उल्लास के साथ मनाने हेतु एकत्रित हुए हैं। आज़ादी के इस पावन पर्व पर आज के संध्या के कार्यक्रम में आए सभी गणमान्य अतिथियों, देश के वीर योद्धाओं एवं प्यारे बच्चों का मेजर जनरल एस मुरुगेशन, जनरल ऑफिसर कमांडर, रेड हॉर्न्स डिवीजन और ब्रिगेडियर के एम शिंदे, शौर्य चक्र स्टेशन कमांडर उमरॉय मिलिट्री स्टेशन की तरफ से हार्दिक स्वागत एवं अभिनंदन करती हूँ। संस्कृति संचय देश की सभी विविध संस्कृतियों की भारतीयता को एक मंच पर एक साथ प्रदर्शित करने का एक प्रयास है। राष्ट्रीय एकता का इससे बेहतर उदाहरण कुछ नहीं हो सकता, जब विविध संस्कृति और समाज के लोग अपनी सांस्कृतिक प्रस्तुति के माध्यम से अपनी देशभक्ति साझा करने के लिए एक साथ मिलते हैं। यह संस्कृति और परंपराएं हमारे पूर्वजों द्वारा हमें विरासत में मिली है और हमारी राष्ट्रीय यात्रा में एक और निर्णायक क्षण होगी। आज के इस शुभ संध्या पर हमारे साथ यूथ एसोसिएशन फॉर कल्चरल एंड डेवलपमेंट YACD के सदस्य भी ऑनलाइन जुड़े हैं। अब मैं माननीय मुख्य अतिथि महोदय मेजर जनरल एस मुरुगेशन GOC रेड हॉर्न्स डिवीजन और श्रीमती शुभलक्ष्मी मुथुस्वामी प्रख्यात संगीतकार एवं संगीत शिक्षिका से निवेदन करती हूँ कि वे दीप प्रज्वलन कर कार्यक्रम का शुभारंभ करें। May I now request our esteemed guest Major General S Murugesan, GOC Red Horns Division and Srimati Subbu Lakshmi Muthuswamy to start the proceedings of Sanskriti Sanchay by lighting the lamps. माननीय मुख्य अतिथि महोदय। अब मैं मेजर जनरल एस मुरुगेशन से निवेदन करती हूँ कि वे मंच पर आकर 2 शब्दों द्वारा कार्यक्रम का शुभारंभ करें। GOC रेड हॉर्न्स डिवीजन।
Honorable Justice of Madras High Court, Dr. Jayachandran, Thiru M. Murali, Thiru Satish Kumar, Srimati K.V. Subha, Srimati Meenakshi, and the famous sisters, Dr. Lalita and Nandini. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. The Red Horns Division is honored and pleased to welcome our distinguished and esteemed guests who have joined us today to celebrate Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav at Umroi Military Station. This cultural rendezvous has been organized to celebrate and commemorate 75 years of independence and the glorious history of our people, culture, and their achievements. In the words of Honorable Prime Minister of India, the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav means celebration of energy of independence, remembrance of inspirations of the warriors of freedom struggle, embracing of new ideas, pledges, and Atmanirbharta. Therefore, this Mahotsav is a festival of awakening of the nation, festival of fulfilling the dream of good governance, and festival of global peace and development. At the time of independence, many were skeptical about an integrated India, considering our vast geographical area and diverse culture. India has, over a period of time, proved them conclusively wrong. Our diversity and common civilizational values truly give strength to the unity of our nation. The Bharatiyata or Indianness is what keeps us united. Today's cultural rendezvous is an attempt to showcase the Bharatiyata or the Indianness of all the diverse cultures of the country together at one platform. Nothing can be a better example of national integration when people from diverse culture and societies meet together to share their patriotism through the means of their cultural presentation. Today, as we celebrate Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, I take this opportunity to solemnly remember the contribution of our forefathers, poets, and artists who laid the bedrock of our collective consciousness and national identity. They are still inspiring us on our journey to become a great nation. Dear audience, before we begin the evening, I would like to thank all the enthusiastic participants who have helped us in putting together this cultural night for you. I would like to thank the state authorities, Abani Enterprise, Youth Association for Cultural Development, the Krishna Sweets, and the Spearhead Brigade who have come together to arrange and coordinate this mega event. I once again welcome you all to the celebration of national integration, culture, and music. I hope the spirit of India will make you energized and fill you with vigor. Jai Hind.
धन्यवाद सर। आज के इस शाम को अधिक यादगार बनाने के लिए आप सभी के समक्ष सांस्कृतिक कार्यक्रमों का आयोजन किया गया है, जिसमें सबसे पहले प्रस्तुति यूथ एसोसिएशन कल्चरल एंड डेवलपमेंट YACD के द्वारा किया जाएगा। यूथ एसोसिएशन कल्चरल एंड डेवलपमेंट YACD एक ऐसा संघ है जो स्वैच्छिक, शिक्षित, विकासात्मक, सांस्कृतिक और सामाजिक कार्यों में अग्रणी रहा है। इनका उद्देश्य सह अस्तित्व और एकीकरण, विश्व के युवाओं के साथ संवाद को प्रोत्साहित करना, युवाओं और महिलाओं के लिए विभिन्न विकास कार्यशालाओं के वित्तपोषण के लिए राष्ट्रीय और अंतर्राष्ट्रीय संगठनों और संस्थाओं के साथ साझेदारी स्थापित करना है। मैं यूथ एसोसिएशन कल्चरल एंड डेवलपमेंट YACD और श्री कृष्ण स्वीट्स के सदस्यों से अनुरोध करती हूँ कि वे आज के इस सांस्कृतिक कार्यक्रम को आगे बढ़ाएं। Now I would like to request the members of Youth Association Cultural and Development YACD and Shri Krishna Sweets to take over the program online. Now handing over to Mrs. Shubha.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, Mr. Murugesan, for your inspiring and profound address. Every message that you shared echoes with the eternally relevant lives and teachings of those selfless fighters. A very warm greetings to all those lovely souls assembled here in this congregation to celebrate Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav under the titles Sanskriti Sanchay and Bharatham Engum Bharathi. At the outset, I extend a warm and respectful welcome to the Honorable Justice Dr. G. Jayachandran, Judge, Madras High Court, who has consented to be our chief guest. To commemorate this monumental occasion, Sri Krishna Sweets, in association with Red Horn Division, Meghalaya, Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, Chennai Kendra, Tamil Matrimony, and YACD Trust, This team is hosting the program titled Bharatham Engum Bharathi, meaning pan-Indian presence of Bharati, celebrating the 100th year of remembrance of the poet extraordinaire, freedom fighter, social reformer par excellence, Mahakavi Subramanya Bharati, who challenged and fought vigorously the might of the British Empire with his matchless penning skills. This program is being organized in all the 28 states and 9 union territories. Today, we are delighted to join with the brothers and sisters of Meghalaya from Shillong in celebrating this national hero. Titles are generally conferred on the poets after they stage the creativity, but this little Subramanyam, at the age of 11, was bestowed upon the title Bharati by the Ettayapuram Maharaja for his extraordinary linguistic ability, signifying the blessings of goddess of learning. Unlike his Western counterparts, he led a poverty stricken life, choosing celebration over comfort and material life, choosing nation over politics and posts, choosing people over power and position. Yet his unrelenting spirit sang, Yettanai Kodi Inbam Vaitai, Iraiva, meaning, how many billions and billions of pleasures have you created, O Lord? He thus left an indelible impression in the minds of the people in a short span of 39 years. This program is live telecast in Chennai Sri Krishna Sweets YouTube channel and dinamalar.in. We are indeed blessed to be associated with Mr. Murugavel Janakiraman of Tamil Matrimony, Thiru K.N. Ramaswamy of Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan Chennai Kendra, and YACD Mr. Krishnamurthy. And this team is a great source of inspiration for the project. We have covered almost half of the states and union territories, and this project is transcending geographical boundaries and touching upon the spirits of Indian diaspora with whom we are collaborating in the celebrations. Speakers from Tamil Nadu are traveling across the length and breadth of this nation, carrying the message of Mahakavi Subramanya Bharati under the title Bharatham Engum Bharathi. Let us pray and let us pay musical tribute to Mahakavi Subramanya Bharati. I now request Vidushi Miss H.R. Meenakshi, an eminent Carnatic musician, a lover of Bharati, to render musical tribute.
वन्दे मातरम् जय वन्दे मातरम् वन्दे मातरम् जय वन्दे मातरम् जय जय भारत जय जय भारत जय जय भारत जय जय भारत वन्दे मातरम् जय वन्दे मातरम् आर्य भूमियल नारियरुम् ஆரிய பூமியில் நாரியரும் நர சூரியரும் சொல்லும் வீரிய வாசகம் ஆரிய பூமியில் நாரியரும் நர சூரியரும் சொல்லும் வீரிய வாசகம் வந்தே மாதரம் ஜய வந்தே மாதரம் நொந்தே போயினும் வெந்தே மாயினும் நொந்தே போயினும் வெந்தே மாயினும் நல்தேசத்தர் வந்தே சொல்வது வந்தே மாதரம் ஜய வந்தே மாதரம் ஒன்றாய் நின்றினே வென்றாயினும் உயிர் சென்றாயினும் வலி குன்றாதோதுவோம் ஒன்றாய் நின்றினி வென்றாயினும் உயிர் சென்றாயினும் வலி குன்றாதோதுவோம் வந்தே மாதரம் ஜெய வந்தே மாதரம் जय जय भारत जय जय भारत जय जय भारत जय जय भारत वन्दे मातरम् जय वन्दे मातरम् जय वन्दे मातरम् जय वन्दे मातरम्
Thank you so much, sister, for such a vibrating offering. This Bharatham Engum Bharathi is a brainchild of Mr. Murali of Chennai Sri Krishna Sweets. Mr. Murali of Chennai Sri Krishna Sweets is with us to welcome the dignitaries. A short introduction about Sri Krishna Sweets. Sri Krishna Sweets was founded by his father, Mr. N.K. Mahadeva Iyer from Coimbatore, who laid the foundation for this value-oriented lifestyle of which his business is a part. Mr. Mahadeva Iyer's family tradition of rendering selfless service inspired Mr. Murali to launch a project 2 decades back titled Naldorum Nalladu Seivom, meaning let us do good every day. He organized more than 17,000 socio-cultural welfare projects consistently every day spanning across decades. The project Bharatham Engum Bharathi is his brainchild, as I already told you, and his integrity with the work that he takes up is a great value through which he inspires. I request Mr. Murali to welcome the dignitaries and share his thoughts about this program.
My pranams to Mahakavi Subramanya Bharati, an integral part of every one of us here, who visualize the new India, which is united and glorious. Major General Mr. Murugesan, Brigadier Mr. Sindhya, all other dignitaries and people of Bharat. It takes immense pleasure in associating myself and my organization in the cultural confluences of Tamil at Meghalaya as a part of 75 Azadika Amrit Mahotsav, organized by Red Horns and BBP Chennai Kendra, associated with YACD and Tamil Matrimony. On behalf of all, I take immense pleasure in welcoming our special guest of today, Honorable Justice Dr. G. Jayachandran, Judge, Madras High Court. Justice Jayachandran was a true lover of Tamil literature, and his contribution for the same is remarkable. I once again welcome you, sir, wholeheartedly. When we think of the word inspiration, the name that flashes in our minds is Mahakavi Subramanya Bharati. He is truly Siddha Purusha who had an iron will wrapped with genius, whose seamless delivery of poetry inspire everyone transcending time and space. He is truly Jnani, who is still acting as an invisible catalyst, uniting all of us and celebrating his motherland through all of us. Every Indian citizen has a bounden duty to celebrate people who sacrifice their comforts and time for the cause of Indian freedom, the fruits which are being enjoyed by us. This event, organized at the northeast of India, that too for sacrificing the people of our nation, is indeed remarkable one. National integration should be among all of us in the true spirit. Mahakavi Subramanya Bharati sacrificed his entire life, family, time, talent, and used everything for the cause of he lived for. In many of his poems, endearingly addressed the nation as Engal Thai, our mother. Thus, he becomes our elder brother, Jeshta Brother, who is leading all of us to the glorious new India which we visualize throughout the mortal life. All the followers of Mahakavi seated here, those who are inspired by his message, those who are contemplate on his teaching, and those who work following his footprints are the privileged part of Bharati's family. He is a Karta of his big joint family called Bharat, guiding, inspiring, and orienting each one of us here to work for the cause of our country. All of us seated here carrying individually or and collectively a huge positive impact of Mahakavi's powerful poetry, be it woman empowerment, having a casteless society, Indians with unity of thoughts, economic development, sustainable development, cultural values, and much, much more. I am delighted to be a part of this event, which motivates me to do more work carrying this grand message of Mahakavi Bharati, who lived only for the cause of nation and its glorious future. My pranams to Major General Murugesan and Mr. Sindhya, and also our hero of the day, Mr. Satish Kumar, Advocate Madras High Court, and Mr. Piyush and Mr. Varun Singh for their support to this event. Thank you very much for invite and opportunity to share my delight in celebrating the freedom fighters of our Mahakavi Subramanya Bharati. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for your wise words, which will undoubtedly infuse the spirit of patriotism in the minds of the listeners. We are eagerly awaiting to listen to the words of wisdom from none other than our chief guest of today's function, the Honorable Justice Dr. G. Jayachandran, Judge, Madras High Court. Hailing from an agricultural family, he is a person of simple living and high thinking. He is a staunch patriot, and nation comes first for him. He has a great love for Mahakavi's teachings and messages, which inspired him to handle many portfolios in his professional life. He was endowed with leadership qualities at a very young age and is a person of integrity, determination, and clarity. He was conferred with a doctorate in law for his thesis on trafficking and control of narcotic drugs in India, which is indeed a very rare subject. He served as a special public prosecutor for CBI. He was the government advocate for central government, served as a district judge. He was serving as the director of Tamil Nadu State Judicial Academy, special judge for NDPS Act cases. He served as a law secretary to the government of Tamil Nadu and was elevated as the judge of Madras High Court in the year 2016. His legal acumen, ethics, and integrity that he displayed as a professional bestowed upon him all the laurels that are presently adorning his personality. He is standing as a best exponent of the message of how a value oriented life with simplicity can take one to the top. I welcome the Honorable Justice Dr. G. Jayachandran to deliver his address, Words of Wisdom.
Good evening, all dignitaries, Major General Mr. Murugesan, Mr. Murali, Mr. Krishnamurti, my good old friend Satish Kumar, all the dignitaries and army personnel who are present there. And it's indeed a great pleasure for me to be with you and share my thoughts about the great poet Subramanya Bharati. In fact, after hearing the opening address of Major General Mr. Murugesan, I thought that my prepared speech may not be of much inspiring or impressive. And this function being combined with our 75 years of independence and the 100th year of remembrance of Mahakavi Bharati, I now feel that one incident in the life of Bharati, which in fact led him to write excellent poems, will be more relevant today to remember. On 17th June 1911, at Maniachi, when the then collector Ash and his wife were in the first class coach, waiting for their coach to be linked with boat mail, they were traveling towards Kodaikanal, a hill station in southern part of this country. A 25 years old boy by name Vanjinathan entered the coach, shot dead the collector. He did not run away from that place. He just surrendered. He was arrested. From his pocket, they recovered a message. In fact, he ran into a toilet immediately after the assassination. He found that the toilet was a ladies' toilet. That boy came out from that and he shoot himself, in fact. Then the recovery letter, 2 letters they recovered, the British police recovered, and in one letter he had given a message. If time permits, I'll read that message. And some of the poems of Bharati was recovered. And Bharati, along with Dhirendra Brahmachari and few others, were suspected for abetting this crime. But fortunately, Bharatiyar was in Pondicherry at that point of time, therefore they were not able to arrest him. And in my opening address, I told that it is a blessing in disguise, because Bharatiyar was a suspect, a person who is to be arrested if he enters British India. He stayed in Pondicherry. Since he stayed in Pondicherry, he was able to write more poems, and his Kuil Pattu, Panjali Sabadam, and Kannan Pattu were written during that period. And when somebody gave him an assurance that if he enters British India, he will not be arrested, he tried to enter British India through Kadalur, which is very nearby Pondicherry, but he was arrested. His health went down, and to add to the misery, he was trampled by a temple elephant at Triplicane, and he died. These are all the history. But his role in Indian independence is marvelous and remarkable. He has participated in 3 annual sessions of Congress. He supported the hardliners, and his songs inspired, lifted the spirit of freedom fighters, and no meeting of the freedom fighters in this part of the country ended without his song or commenced without his song. Such an inspirational songs. And he is not only a freedom fighter, he is not only a nationalist poet, his writings covered everything under the sun. And his vision was blessed by Almighty. Therefore, he had foreseen everything what is going to happen in this country. And as somebody referred about the integration of this country, Mr. Murugesan, he was rightly pointed out that when we got independence, many were skeptical about whether this country can be kept together. But Bharati is a person who knows this country will survive. And he said, Mannum Imayamale Yengal Malaye. That is the highest mountain, the great Himalayas is ours, the holy Ganges is ours, and Upanishads, the best writing work of the human mankind, Upanishads is ours. Therefore, this country will survive. That's what's happening. And he also forewarned us that we may have thousands of castes or religion, but we are all one. We are all Bharatis. And aliens have no role to play or cannot interfere in our affairs. And to understand what kind of man Mr. Bharati, you can read his prayers. So to understand any person, his prayers will give an idea who he is and what kind of personality he is. Bharati pray for his enemy. You can't hear such prayers from anybody. Either in some religion they say, forgive your enemy. That's all. Not bless your enemy. Here is a person, here is a poet who said, Oh God, bless my enemies. And he propounded a religion. Many may not know that. He propounded a religion. He said that, please follow my religion. You need not work. You need not work. All foods will be given by the nature. The only thing what you have to do is you love others. And what sort of love you should show to others? In another song he says, all living beings in this world, let them live in community, in peace, and let them enjoy the nature. And when you think of his work on other religion, his writings on other religion, he never showed any disgrace or any hatred. He thought that all religion leads to same end. And he after learning 14 languages, he at last said, Yamarinda Mozhigaliலே Tamil Mozhi pol inithavathu engum kavam. That's the greatness of that man. And my good friend, Mr. Satish Kumar, whom I know for nearly 30 years, is a very good orator. He used to release Bharati's poem, and he can be a better person who can tell about him. And as of now, I think that I should pay way for my friend so that the August audience there will be able to know more about the Mahakavi Bharati. வாழ்க செந்தமிழ், வாழ்க நற்றமிழர், வாழ்க பாரதமணி திருநாள். Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I just quote Mahakavi Subramanya Bharati. உள்ளத்திலே ஒளி உண்டானால் வாக்கிலே ஒளி உண்டாகும். Meaning, if there is truth in the heart, all the words that you speak will shine. You have demonstrated this through your words of wisdom, through your speech. Thank you so much, sir. Especially thank you for sharing such a rare information about the connectivity between Vanchinathan and Mahakavi Subramanya Bharati. Thank you so much, sir. The next on stage will be Mr. Satish Kumar, Advocate, who will be the guest speaker today from Meghalaya, Shillong. He'll be speaking on Mahakavi Subramanya Bharati. Mr. Satish Kumar is a well-known personality in literary circle of Tamil Nadu. having delivered many lectures on freedom fighters and sages of India in various channels and sabhas. He's a multifaceted personality who has an immense love and respect for Bharati and his message. This speech will be followed by felicitation ceremony and cultural programs from Shillong. At this moment, we take this opportunity to thank wholeheartedly Major General Sri Murugesan, Sri Shindeji, Sri Piyushji, and all those Javans who are part of this vibrant team making this event possible and memorable. Jai Hind.
Let there be a light. लाइट आएगा? ஆத்திச்சூடி இளம்பிறை அணிந்து மோனத்திருக்கும் முழுவின் மேனியன் கருநிறம் கொண்டு பார் கடல் மிசை கிடப்போன் மகமது நபிக்கு மறையருள் புரிந்தோன் இயேசுவின் தந்தை என பல மதத்தினர் உருவகத்தாலே உணர்ந்து உணராது பலவகையாக பரவிடு பரம்பொருள் ஒன்றே அதனியல் ஒளியுறும் அறிவாம் அதன் நிலை கண்டார் அல்லலை அகற்றினார் அதனருள் வாழ்த்தி अमरवाळ वेदुवोम आप्त पत्र चंद्र पहन के मौन तपस कर ज्योतिर्मौली श्यामल वर्ण सागर वाली मोहम्मद नबी का ज्ञान अधिकारी यीशु पिता ऐसे इतनी धर्म में रूप अनेक हो ना समझ से भी नाम अनेक हो ब्रह्म सिर्फ एक ही नाम अनेक हो ब्रह्म सिर्फ एक ही एक ज्ञान आए तो वो है बुद्धि ये किसी को होगा वो ना दुख मेधावी ये किसी को होगा वो ना दुख मेधावी ये दुआ हम अभी लेंगे अमर प्राप्त हो जाएंगे ये दुआ हम अभी लेंगे अमर प्राप्त हो जाएंगे। महाकवि श्री सुब्रमण्य भारती की एक कविता से शुरू करके ये महासम्मेलन में बैठे हुए सारे लोगों को मेरा पहला प्रणाम। First of all, I express my deepest happiness for giving this opportunity before this August gathering, and my very special thanks to Major General Murugesan ji, a noble human and an able administrator who renders extraordinary service beyond his uniform to the people of Assam and also especially to the Northeast. My sincere and pranams to him for his service to continue forever. We are also blessed and honored by the humble presence of Honorable Justice Mananiya Mahoday, Dr. G. Jayachandran, for his thought-filling, fiery speech for the people of Meghalaya, expressing about the greatness of our Mahakavi Subramanya Bharati. மாண்புமிகு நீதியரசர் அவர்களுக்கு என்னுடைய மனமார்ந்த நன்றியையும் வணக்கத்தையும் முதலில் தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். At this moment, I applaud and adore Mr. Murali of Sri Krishna Sweets, a leading industrialist of food industry in South India, a noble philanthropist who dedicates himself totally in promoting our nation's culture, art, tradition, not only within India, but also abroad, and to unite the people all over the world under one umbrella, that is Desha Bhakti. My sincere pranams to him for coordinating such an event all over the states and union territories. And I am standing before you in Meghalaya only because of his noble concept and novel concept, Bharatham Engum Bharathi, Pure Bharat Mein Bharati. I also appreciate Mr. Krishnamurti and Mrs. Krishnamurti for coordinating this event from Chennai. दोस्तों, हम इसी पूरे वर्ष में हमारे पूरे भारत में 75 वर्ष आजादी का महोत्सव मनाते हैं। अभी आपके मन में ऐसे विचार हो सकता है, अभी आजादी को ऐसे सेलिब्रेट करने के लिए क्या आवश्यक है? जनरली एक वर्ष में हमें तो 2 दिन मिलेगा आजादी के लिए सोचने के लिए, सिर्फ 2 दिन मिलेगा, रिपब्लिक डे और इंडिपेंडेंस डे, सिर्फ 2 दिन हमें मिलेगा। उस दिन बच्चों स्कूल जाएंगे, मिठाई मिलेगा, राष्ट्रगीत गाकर वापस। मगर हम सबको ये 2 दिन सिर्फ छुट्टी का काम है, छुट्टी के अलावा कुछ भी नहीं है। इसलिए हम क्या करेंगे? बाहर जाएंगे, घूमना, खेलना, फिल्म जाना, खाना और घर वापस आकर सो जाना। मगर इधर हमारे आर्मी ऑफिसर्स, कमांडर्स, जवान और उनके सारे परिवार लोगों को हमारे देश की स्वतंत्रता का उत्सव एक दिन का काम नहीं है। उनके सारे जीवन में हर एक घंटे, हर एक क्षण और उनके एक एक सांस में ये स्वतंत्रता का उत्सव मानते हैं। और ऐसे मान के ऐसे खुशी, उत्साह और शांति हर एक देशवासियों को भी देते रहते हैं। इसलिए ऐसे वीर पुरुषों को हमेशा ध्यान रखना, सम्मान देना हर एक देशवासियों का काम और कर्तव्य भी है। ऐसे कर्म और कर्तव्य का अनुभव 75 वर्ष एक दिन में हर एक स्टेट, गांव, शहर और सारे जगह पर हमारे पूरे देश की आजादी के लिए अपना सुख दुख, परिवार, धन, प्राण और जीवन दिए हमारे देशभक्तों को ध्यान रखना, सम्मान देना और उनको पूजा करना आवश्यक होता है। आज ऐसे शक्ति और भक्ति हमारे सारे देशवासियों को जरूरी है। आज का ऐसे उत्सव का विषय सिर्फ हम सबके मन में देशभक्ति और विश्वास होना चाहिए और हमारे देश की झंडा हमेशा ऊंचा रहना चाहिए। जब हमारे देशभक्ति के बारे में सोचते समय हम हमेशा हमारे प्रदेश के समस्या, प्रदेश का गौरव और प्रदेश को वीरों के बारे में सोचते रहते हैं और अभिमान करते हैं। मगर दोस्तों, ये स्टेट का बॉर्डर क्रॉस करके पूरे देश का प्रभाव, गौरव, चरित्र, भूगोल और पूरे देश के देशभक्तों के बारे में जानना और उनको अभिवादन करना आज दिन हम सबको आवश्यक हो चुका है। साथियों, हम सब पूरब से पश्चिम, उत्तर से दक्षिण टूर के कारण जाते हैं। खूबसूरत पर्वत, प्रवाह नदियां, अचानक बरसाना बारिश, ये सब इधर देख के बोलते हैं मेघालय, हिंदुस्तान का स्कॉटलैंड। मगर दोस्तों, इसके सिवा इस प्रदेश की कलाचार, ट्रेडिशन, इन लोगों का प्यार, भाषा और इस पूर्व लोगों का वीर चरित्र भी हमारे बीच में आदान प्रदान करना आज दिन का प्रयोजन है। इसी तरह हमारे देश की राष्ट्र कवि सुब्रमण्य भारती के बारे में कुछ दृश्य साझा करना चाहता हूं मैं। फ्रेंड्स, This is an opportunity for me to express from my views about Sri Subramanya Bharathi, who is a great national poet, and beyond the borders, he was considered as a Vishwa Kavi also. साथियों, अभी आप एक बताइए, आपको श्री सुब्रमण्य भारती के बारे में जानते हैं? I can understand from the silence. क्या आपको मालूम है? बताइए स्टूडेंट्स, आप बताइए, आपको मालूम है कनकलता बरुआ, खुशाल कोनवर, मोजे रिबा, शूरवीर प्रचलता, बीर दिगेंद्र सिंह, त्रिलोचन पोखरेल, इन सबको हम जरूर मालूम पड़ेगा. आप अभी एक नेता को बारे में बोलूंगा, आप बताइए उनको मालूम है नहीं? श्री महात्मा गांधी है, बताइए. महात्मा गांधी को आप जानते हैं ना? जरूर जानना चाहिए. उनके अनेक अनेक तस्वीर, अनेक अनेक रंग जेब में रखने के लिए हम कितना काम करते हैं, कितना मुश्किल होता है ना? मगर इसके अलावा, have you ever noticed the कागज, what we want to keep in our pocket forever? The monuments, the nature, what is printed in that kagaz. Have you ever noticed? No. We generally notice only the Mahatma Gandhi ka roop, or what is the number in that. That only we generally notice. साथियों, ऐसे देश पिता के रंग तस्वीर डालने में एक कागज कैसे रुपया बनाता है, कैसे बदलता है, ऐसी कागज को दाम कहां से आता है? अदरवाइज इट्स ओनली अ पीस ऑफ पेपर. सिर्फ एक ही है, हमारे देश की स्वतंत्र और लोकतंत्र के कारण वो कागज करेंसी बदलता है. अपने प्राण और जीवन, करोड़ करोड़ पीपल, they have given their life and sacrifice for the स्वतंत्रता और लोकतंत्र के लिए. कितना लोग अपने धन प्राण सब कुछ दे दिया है. ऐसे श्रेष्ठ महान लोगों को नाम या पूरा चरित्र हमारे पास नहीं मिले अभी. इसी तरह अपने जीवन दिए महापुरुष तमिल के श्रेष्ठ कवि श्री सुब्रमण्य भारती भी ऐसे नेता हैं, वो अपना प्राण और जीवन सिर्फ हमारे भारत के लिए दे चुका है. At this August gathering, friends, I would like to share some of my views about Sri Subramanya Bharati, though our Honorable Justice has expressed his views about Mahakavi Subramanya Bharati. Though Mahakavi born in a small village in down south of Tamil Nadu, Ettayapuram, at the age of 7, he was given the title as Bharati, though his name was only Subramanyam. He was given the title Bharati because of his excellence and knowledge in literary by the literates of Ettayapuram in Tirunelveli. He started composing poems in a traditional way in Tamil. Using the Tamil language tradition, he started writing poems at the age of 7, hence he was awarded the title Bharati. But his thoughts were only towards our country's independence and swatantrata. Because of his knowledge and because of his poetic excellence, when he started writing poems about the freedom of our country, his thoughts were beyond the borders. He never thought that he was born in a territory of linguistic area. He crossed his ideas beyond that, beyond the country's border. He was able to think even about what is happening all over the world at that time. He was in the period of the First World War. That's why he was able to compose songs on Russian Revolution in 1917, about the fall of Belgium, about Africa and China, how Japan is growing. He was able to write poems and essays to enlighten the people of the slavery India in those times. That's why he was called not only as a Rashtra Kavi, but as a Vishwa Kavi. दोस्तों आप जानते हैं which united us during the World War, First World War period, even before the independence period, the two-word mantra. अभी हम बोलते हैं Vande Mataram. You all know from where the two-word mantra Vande Mataram was emerged from. That was emerged from the novel of the great Kavi of Bengal, Bankim Chandra Chatterjee, in his novel Anantamat. That novel was totally revolving about the rebellion movement during the first independence war. It was a rebellion movement novel in which he referred a situational song. For that, he wrote a song for the people of Bengal. He used the word Bhante Mataram. But most of the leaders later, they wanted to unite India together and to use that as a weapon. Vande Mataram, the two-word Veda Mantra. The two-word Veda Mantra was spreading all over the country, even in South. As it was in different language, the people in Tamil Nadu, they were unable to understand what is the meaning of it. But Bharati was a great poet. He lived in Kashi for more than 7 years. He learned 32 languages. He was well versed in Punjabi, Marathi, Kannada, Gujarati, Sanskrit. He was well versed in all those languages and especially Bengali. So he translated what is the meaning of Vande Mataram. In Tamil he wrote, Vande Mataram என்போம் எங்கள் மாநில தாயை வணங்குதும் என்போம் Vande Mataram என்போம். दोस्तों आप सोचना है, when Bankim Chandra Chatterjee wrote this song, he referred that Vande Mataram only for the people of Bengal. But Mahakavi Subramanya Bharati, he took this two-word Vedic mantra for the country as a whole, and beyond that, he praised Dharti Mata, Manila Thayai, Vanangudum Yenbom, he translated. When British were dividing us, all over the leaders in India, they were thinking of uniting the people. How they divided us? Because our upper, lower, caste, community, language, based on all those things, British were dividing us and they were ruling us. Then their weapon, they used this strategy of divide and rule. At that time, Bharati was very clear. Ayiram undingu jadi, idil anniyar vandu pugal enna needi, हमारे बीच में है हजार जाति, हमारे बीच में हजार जाति, तुम कौन है इधर करना राजनीति, तुम कौन है इधर करना राजनीति, ஒரு தாயின் வயிற்றில் பிறந்தோம், நம்மில் சண்டை செய்தாலும் சகோதரர் அன்றோ, एक ही मां का सब बच्चे हैं हम, लड़ाई तो होगा, फिर भी बाई बाई है हम. This was the song composed by Bharati and which was the firestorm in those days, and people in nook and corner of Tamil Nadu, they were singing this song for the elevation of mind of the people when people were divided based on community, language and everywhere. Because of Bharati's poems were fiery, as our honorable judge referred, his songs were and poems were confiscated by police in those days. Each and every poem of him was confiscated and seized, and even all the many criminal diaries, Deshbhakton, they have wrote about, like Vanchinathan, most of the Deshbhakts in Tamil Nadu, they were referring only Bharati's poem as their inspiration. Because of that, Bharati's poems were confiscated and seized. Many of his poems were not even available to us. Whenever I think the origin of our Desh Bhakti, and especially the rebellion movement in East during 18th century, we cannot prejudice the bravery of the son of the soil, the unsung hero, Hu Kyang Magba. Hu Kyang Magba was the Mahavir Purush of Meghalaya. He fought against British and he was captured and he was given a capital punishment. He was a terror before British in those days when British were using guns and cannons. But our great hero Mahavir Nagba, he was using only the bow and arrow against the British. Still he was considered to be a terror for them. When he was captured, he was given a capital punishment of hanging. When he was about to hang in the scaffold, many people were scared. Thousands of people have gathered here at that time, and he called all the people, don't feel scary. I'm going to die anyway. You see my face, my head. If it falls to the east, that means our country will get independence within 100 years. If it falls to the west, you will be the slaves forever before British. That was the call given by him, and people were scared. All these countrymen were scared. What is going to happen? Whether his head will fall on the east or the west. But see the determination of the great hero, Hu Kyang Nagba. He determined that before the soul goes out of his body, he made his mind very clear that his head should fall only towards the east. That was the greatness of the Mahavir Purush. I also recollect the great hero of Tamil Nadu, Veerapandiya Kattabomman. The same thing happened to him also. The very reason of conducting such a function here, to exchange our views, our history. Unless otherwise we exchange our views and culture, we cannot be united. The same divide and rule cannot be applied today. The Desh Bhakti सारे देश में होना चाहिए. I'll say, our Major General Murugesan ji, he is from Tirunelveli of Veerapandiya Kattabomman. That's why I can see the bravery from him. Even still, many of you of Tamil regiment may be from the Tirunelveli and down south because of the pride of such great heroes and Deshbhakt of Tamil Nadu. Similarly, we cannot forget Thogan Sangma was the greatest hero of this state, who gave his life for the people of Meghalaya. Hu Kyang Nagba was the forerunner of the great hero Bahadur Bhagat Singh. We should remember that. That's why Mahakavi Bharathi said, whether it's a north or east or west or south, whatever it is, we all are united. If you want to live, you will live together. If you want to die, you will die together. That was the mission statement given by Mahakavi Bharathi, and that time it was only 30 crore people. 30 crore people were there, and Bharati said, all those 30 crore people, be fearless. Be fearless. That was the mission slogan taught by our great heroes of that country. Acham illai, acham illai, acham என்பதில்லையே. இச்சகத்துளோரெல்லாம் எதிர்த்து நின்ற போதிலும் அச்சமில்லை அச்சமில்லை அச்சம் என்பதில்லையே. துச்சமாக எண்ணி நம்மை தூறு செய்த போதிலும் அச்சமில்லை அச்சமில்லை அச்சம் என்பதில்லையே. பிச்சை வாங்கி உண்ணும் வாழ்க்கை பெற்றுவிட்ட போதிலும் அச்சமில்லை அச்சமில்லை அச்சம் என்பதில்லையே. நச்சை வாயிலே கொணர்ந்து நண்பர் ஊட்டும் போதிலும் அச்சமில்லை அச்சமில்லை அச்சம் என்பதில்லையே. உச்சி மீது வானிடிந்து வீழுகின்ற போதிலும் அச்சமில்லை அச்சமில்லை அச்சம் என்பதில்லையே. That was the song composed in Tamil. डर नहीं डर नहीं डर नहीं, चाहे पूरी दुनिया हमारे विरुद्ध हो जाए, फिर भी डर नहीं डर नहीं डर नहीं. चाहे हमें अब शब्द कह के अपमान करने से भी डर नहीं, डर नहीं, डर नहीं। चाहे हमसे छीन ली जाए जीवन की सुविधाएं, फिर भी डर नहीं, डर नहीं, डर नहीं। चाहे हमें संगी साथी ही विष देने लग जाए, फिर भी डर नहीं, डर नहीं, डर नहीं। चाहे सर पर आसमां आसमां ही गिरने समय से भी डर नहीं, डर नहीं, डर नहीं। That was a song he composed not only for the people of Tamil Nadu but for the entire South. Don't be fear before British. Similarly, it is a high time we have to think about Tirot Singh Saimali of Meghalaya, who fought against the British for 4 years by using his bow and arrow. He was a terror. He made British to sleepless nights with the fear of death for 4 years. Such a great heroes we had in Meghalaya also. But he was betrayed by his own friend. Now I refer the song what Bharathi wrote. Same thing happened everywhere in India. That was one of the strategy used by British also to capture anyone or to kill anyone in those days. This is a high time for those though. We should remember there are so many unsung heroes in our country. What we are reading in our textbooks, that is not enough. I would like to recollect some of the greatest heroes who fought for our country's culture, tradition, and wisdom of this nation. Kashmir ka Lalitar Aditya was the greatest king. Prithviraj Chauhan, Rana Pratap Singh, Kittur Rani Chennamma of Karnataka. Birsa Munda was the greatest tribal hero. Birsa Munda of Bihar and Jharkhand, he was the greatest hero. Alluri Sitarama Raju, he was a tribal king of Andhra. He was a terror before British in those days. Alluri Sitarama Raju. There were many such unsung heroes. Still, we are yet to know about these stories. I take this opportunity at least to express their names and feeling pride that we are having so much of great heroes in our country. We are going to have a lot of cultural programs. For what? Just to celebrate the Azadi Ka Amrut Mahotsav ka ultimate motive kya hai? To unite us by culture, to unite us by tradition, and also by language, and especially about the charitra of Veera Purush. Unless otherwise, we come to know and share the views about these great heroes, the exchange should happen forever. Dosto, whenever you meet any person in South, please tell about your heroes. Whenever you meet any other person of different community or language, please, whatever you know, whenever you get an opportunity, please tell about our great heroes. Then only our country's pride will go higher and higher. That is what Bharati said. Our country's glory, he was talking when British used a technique of making us to feel inferior before them. What British did, one of the strategy, though our culture and civilization was very high, but they made us to feel inferior before them. And he said, only the Western culture is great. You are all inferior. Your culture is low. That was a strategy used to psychologically to keep the morale down. That was a strategy used by British. Bharati said, Parukulle nalla naadu, engal Bharata naadu. ஞானத்திலே பரமோனத்திலே உயர்மானத்திலே அன்னதானத்திலே கானத்திலே அமுதாக நிறைந்த கவிதையிலே உயர் நாடு. Bharati is talking about the glory of our country. What is the glory? ज्ञान में, परमोन में, स्वयमान में, अन्नदान में, गान में, अमर कविताओं में श्रेष्ठ है हमारा भारत தீரத்திலே படை வீரத்திலே நெஞ்சின் ஈரத்திலே உபகாரத்திலே சாரத்திலே மிகு சாத்திரம் கண்டு தருவதிலே உயர் நாடு எங்கள் பாரத நாடு धीर से बलवीर से दिल की नरमी से उपकार से शास्त्र धर्म की सार से श्रेष्ठ हमारा देश है भारत हमारा देश है. This was the glory Bharati was proclaiming to the people in those days. We should know what is our past, what is our civilization. Similarly, Bharati was expressing about the darkness of the present, the glory of the past, and the darkness of the present. But Bharati was visualizing that country will get independence one day soon. And what will be the future of my country? Bharati has given a very broad mission. Bharati was very clear in giving the Swadeshi movement in those days. What we are seeing now, for each and every aspect, our country is moving towards Swadeshi. But Bharati has given a great vision in those days. ஆயுதம் செய்வோம், நல்ல காகிதம் செய்வோம், ஆலைகள் வைப்போம், கல்வி சாலைகள் வைப்போம், ஓயுதல் செய்யோம், தலை சாயுதல் செய்யோம், உண்மைகள் சொல்வோம், பல நன்மைகள் செய்வோம். हथियार उत्पादन करेंगे हम, कागज भी करवा देंगे हम, इंडस्ट्रीज निर्माण से शैक्षिक संस्थान स्थापित करेंगे हम आराम नहीं लेंगे, हमारे सिर नहीं झुकाएंगे, हम आराम नहीं लेंगे, हमारे सर नहीं झुकाएंगे, सिर्फ सत्य बोलेंगे, सिर्फ सत्य बोलेंगे, देश को मजबूत करेंगे. That was the mission Bharati gave. Now I remember one of the greatest son of the soil, another great Indian patriot, युबशिरन चरण राय. आपको मालूम है? मुझे पता नहीं. युबशिरन चरण राय was a contemporary in those days of Bharati. He started a school. He thought than the bow and arrow, only the literacy and education of the people, the power of the mind will win the British. That was his mission. For that he started a school. That school is still running, I believe. Many leaders have visited those schools, especially Lala Lajpati Rai, who was a great son of the soil, who was deported out of India. But many of us may not know the story of Lala Lajpati Rai much. He was brutally murdered by the British in those days. But Bharati invited Lala Lajpati Rai to Chennai, and he translated all his writings and speeches in Tamil and English for understanding of the South Indians. Doston, that was the understanding all over India, our leaders they had. But now we are even unable to understand what was the sacrifice done by those people. It's a high time. The ultimate purpose of conducting such Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, Sanskriti Sanchay, is only that we all should be united, express our views, culture, and exchange each and everything among our people. Doston, we are going to see an extraordinary cultural event which I have seen in the morning, a rehearsal. Amazing your performance you are going to see soon. The dance and music. But remember, our Mahakavi Subramanya Bharati, he wrote a song in 1900. He visualized that how our Independence Day will be, how our people will be celebrating the event. He composed a song with a futuristic vision. Aduvome, Pallu Paduvome, Ananda Sudandiram Adaindu Vittom Endru, Aduvome, Engum Sudandiram Enbade Pechu, Nam Yellorum Samam Enbadu Urudiyachu, Sangu Gonde Vetti Uduvome, Idai Taranikkellam Eduthu Oduvome. That was a song he composed in 1900. Aao nacho और पल्लू घावो आजादी ले ली है हमने इसकी खुशी मनाए आओ नाचो और पल्लू घावो आजादी ली है हमने, बात हमारे हक की। आजादी ली है हमने, बात हमारे हक की। अब हम सभी बराबर हैं, यह बात हो गई पक्की। विजय घोष का संग बचाकर, विजय घोष का शंख बचाकर चलो विश्व को बतलाए, आजादी ले ली है हमने, इसकी खुशी मनाएं। That was a song he composed in 1900, and the great vision of Bharathi has come true today. On the 75th year of our independence, we are celebrating this Azadi Mahotsav together. That's why I thank the people who are all coordinating for this event. I wish to thank Major General Murugesan ji, Brigadier Kamlesh Shinde ji, Colonel Piyush ji, Major Swapnil and Mr. Varun, and all the team members for this excellent arrangement to celebrate Azadi Ka Mahotsav. I thank once again one and all for giving this opportunity. Dhanyavad. Vande Mataram! Vande Mataram! Vande Mataram! Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Now, I would request Mr. Satish Kumar to felicitate the guests of honor. May I request Major General S. Murugesan, GOC 21 Mountain Div, to come on the stage for the honors. Thank you so much, sir. कुछ नशा तिरंगे की आन का है, कुछ नशा मातृभूमि की शान का है। हम लहराएंगे हर जगह झंडा अपना, यह नशा भारत के वीर योद्धाओं की शान का है। आज के इस समारोह में आप सभी के समक्ष भारत के कुछ क्षेत्र के सांस्कृतिक कार्यक्रम पेश किए जाएंगे। मुझे आशा ही नहीं, पूर्ण विश्वास है कि आप सभी इस कार्यक्रम का भरपूर आनंद उठाएंगे। देश की तरक्की का आधार है बच्चे, उज्जवल भविष्य का आकार है बच्चे। कभी न टूटे ख्वाहिश इनकी, आशा के रूप में खुद साकार है बच्चे। आज के बच्चे कल के भारत का भविष्य है। भविष्य में इन्हीं बच्चों द्वारा भारत देश और अधिक विकास की बुलंदियों को प्राप्त करेगा। आज के इस कार्यक्रम में इन्हीं बच्चों द्वारा एक सांस्कृतिक प्रस्तुति की जा रही है, जिसमें आप सभी के समक्ष एपीएस उमरॉय मिलिट्री स्टेशन के बच्चे अपनी कला का प्रदर्शन दिखाएंगे। मैं आप सभी से अनुरोध करती हूं कि तालियों के साथ इन बच्चों का मनोबल बढ़ाएं।
चेक मन समर्पित तन समर्पित और यह जीवन समर्पित चाहता हूँ देश की धरती तुझे कुछ और भी दूं। माँ तुम्हारा ऋण बहुत है मैं अकिंचन किंतु इतना कर रहा फिर भी निवेदन थाल में लाऊं जाकर भाल जब भी कर दया स्वीकार लेना यह समर्पण गान अर्पित प्राण अर्पित रक्त का कड़कड़ समर्पित चाहता हूँ देश की धरती तुझे कुछ और भी दूं। तोड़ता मांझ दो तलवार को लाओ न देरी बांध दो कसकर कमर पर ढाल मेरी भाल पर मल दो चरण की धूल थोड़ी शीश पर आशीष की छाया घनेरी स्वप्न अर्पित प्रश्न अर्पित आयु का क्षण समर्पित चाहता हूँ देश की धरती तुझे कुछ और भी दूं। तोड़ता हूँ मोह का बंधन क्षमा दो गांव मेरे द्वार घर आंगन क्षमा दो आज सीधे हाथ में तलवार दे दो और बाएं हाथ में ध्वज को थमा दो सुमन अर्पित चमन अर्पित नीड़ का तड़तड़ समर्पित चाहता हूँ देश की धरती तुझे कुछ और भी दूं। चाहता हूँ देश की धरती तुझे कुछ और भी दूं।
Hello, India. Welcome to this beautiful state of Meghalaya, the abode of clouds. Let's have a look at the major tribes of Meghalaya. The Khasis,
the Giantess.
and the Garos. One of the remarkable features of these tribes is that they follow a matrilineal system of society. As the name suggests, Meghalaya, the abode of clouds, is a land of peace-loving people.
But when called for the cause of the country, these peace-loving people of Meghalaya have rose to the occasion and became great warriors and sacrificed their lives at the altar of motherland.
Ut Tirot Singh of Hima Nongklao.
Ukyang Nongba of Himajentia.
Patogan Nong Minza of the Achik land.
In 1999 Kargil War, Captain Clifford Nongrum of the Indian Army yet again proved himself to be a true son of the soil.
सरवार दिए अंगारों में जिस्म जलाया है, अब जाके कहीं हमने सर पे ये केसरी रंग सजाया है मेरी ज़मीं अफसोस नहीं जो तेरे लिए सौ दर्द सहे, महफूज रहे तेरी आन सदा चाहे जान मेरी ये रहे ना रहे। मेरी ज़मीं महबूब मेरी, मेरी नस नस में तेरा इश्क बहे, फीका ना पड़े कभी रंग तेरा जिस्मों से निकल के खून कहे। तेरी मिट्टी में मिल जावा गुल बन के मैं खिल जावा, इतनी सी है दिल की आरज़ू। तेरी नदियों में बह जावा तेरे खेतों में लहरावा, इतनी सी है दिल की आरज़ू। सरसों से भरे खलियान मेरे जहाँ झूम के भंगड़ा पा न सका, आबाद रहे वो गांव मेरा जहाँ लौट के वापस जा न सका। ओ वतनावे मेरे वतनावे तेरा मेरा प्यार निराला था, कुर्बान हुआ तेरी असमत पे मैं कितना नसीबों वाला था। तेरी मिट्टी में मिल जावा गुल बन के मैं खिल जावा, इतनी सी है दिल की आरज़ू। तेरी नदियों में बह जावा तेरे खेतों में लहरावा, इतनी सी है दिल की आरज़ू। ओ हीर मेरी तू हंसती रहे तेरी आंख घड़ी भर नम ना हो, मैं मरता था जिस मुखड़े पे कभी उसका उजाला कम ना हो। ओ माई मेरी क्या फिक्र तुझे क्यों आंख से दरिया बहता है, तू कहती थी तेरा चांद हूँ मैं और चांद हमेशा रहता है। तेरी मिट्टी में मिल जावा गुल बन के मैं खिल जावा, इतनी सी है दिल की आरज़ू। तेरी नदियों में बह जावा तेरी फसलों में लहरावा, इतनी सी है दिल की आरज़ू।
दे सलामे इस तिरंगे को जिससे तेरी शान है, सर हमेशा ऊंचा रखना इसका जब तक दिल में जान है।
In this 75th year of India's independence, as we celebrate Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, we recall the supreme sacrifice made by these martyrs of India.
Kashmir is your face, Kanyakumari your feet. Oh Bharat Maa, oh Bharat Maa, can never see a body bleed. You gave us life, you gave us love, you gave us food to eat our fill. But I haven't got much, not enough to ease your pain, no wounds to heal. Kashmir is your face, Kanyakumari your feet. Oh Bharat Maa, oh Bharat Maa, can never see your body bleed. One last look at you, I take at your feet. I rest my head, and one last breath I have to make. I give this life to pay my debt. Kashmir is your face, Kanyakumari your feet. Oh Bharat Maa, oh Bharat Maa, can never see your body
एक बार और जोरदार तालियां हमारे प्यारे बच्चों के लिए। जब आंख खुले तो धरती हिंदुस्तान की हो, जब आंख बंद हो तो यादें हिंदुस्तान की हो। हम मर भी जाए तो गम नहीं, लेकिन मरते वक्त मिट्टी हिंदुस्तान की हो। कार्यक्रम को आगे बढ़ाते हुए हमारे बीच अब अगली पेशकश लेकर आ रहे हैं हमारे फौजी वीर योद्धा, जो वॉयलिनिस्ट डॉक्टर एम ललिता और एम नंदिनी के साथ जुगलबंदी से सबका मन मोह लेंगे। अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर ख्याति प्राप्त कर चुकी वॉयलिन वादक डॉक्टर एम ललिता और एम नंदिनी को व्यापक रूप से वॉयलिन की रानियां के रूप में सराहा जाता है। लोकप्रिय रूप से वॉयलिन सिस्टर्स के रूप में इन उत्कृष्ट संगीतकारों ने अपने मंत्रमुग्ध कर देने वाले संगीत से दुनिया भर के दर्शकों को मंत्रमुग्ध कर दिया है। संगीतकारों के एक शानदार परिवार से ताल्लुकात रखने वाली ललिता और नंदिनी को अपने परिवार में चौथी पीढ़ी के संगीतकार होने का सौभाग्य प्राप्त है। वे एक अनूठी संगीत परंपरा के पथ प्रदर्शक हैं और उन्होंने अपनी एक अलग शैली विकसित की है। उन्होंने अपने चाचाओं और गुरु प्रसिद्ध वॉयलिन वादक श्री एल वैद्यनाथन, श्री वी लक्ष्मी नारायण अय्यर और श्रीमती सुबुलक्ष्मी मुत्तुस्वामी संगीत सहित संगीत के विभिन्न शैलियों का प्रतिनिधित्व करने वाले प्रसिद्ध संगीतकारों का भी सहयोग किया है। इन्हें विश्व संगीत, दक्षिण भारतीय शास्त्रीय, फ्यूजन और पश्चिमी शास्त्रीय संगीत का प्रदर्शन करने वाली एशिया की एकमात्र महिला जोड़ी होने का गौरव प्राप्त है। मैं निवेदन करती हूं कि तालियों के साथ आर्मी बैंड और वॉयलिन सिस्टर्स का स्वागत करें।
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Good evening, friends. Music knows no boundaries. Music has always known to foster peace, harmony, friendship, and brotherhood. Music has always known to unite hearts, minds, and peoples. This is the ethos of the concert that we are going to present for you here today as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav and Sanskriti Sanchay. We are very, very thankful to Major General Shri S. Murugeshan ji, Brigadier Kamalesh Shinde ji, Shaurya Chakra, Colonel Piyush Bobhal ji, and of course, the Indian Army's music band for inviting us here to perform for you all today. It's a matter of great pride and honor. We feel so privileged to be performing this evening for you all, the brave hearts, the real heroes of Mother India. Thank you so much. And we're equally happy and proud that the Indian Army's music band is joining us for our concert this evening. We will also be joined by our mother and guru, Srimati Subhalakshmi Muthuswamy, on this concert. She will be conducting the concert by keeping the thala. The concert that we are going to present for you today is known as Trans Global Fusion Music, Fusion music is a genre where musics from different parts of the globe, different genres of music are brought together to present one unique musical genre. It echoes the sentiments of oneness, and we thought that it will be apt to present it to you today. We will be beginning our concert with our own composition, a composition composed by Lalita and myself called Revelation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The second composition that we will be rendering is Dancing Beauty. I would like to share how this composition came about. There's a beautiful place in Tamil Nadu, Tiruvannamalai, and again, it's bounded by nature like how Meghalaya is. And we were at the Ramanashram, and we could see peacocks dancing and coming near us, and we had even white peacocks there. That is inspired us to write this particular composition called Dancing Beauty, which we want to play before you. And incidentally, peacock is the national bird of India. Thank you. The next composition is Thinking of You, that which we composed, which is dedicated to our spiritual Sadguru Sri Shantananda Swamigal. And this raga is again, it's based on the raga Charukesi, but we do have different modulations being played by the saxophone. Hope you will all enjoy it. Thank you. Is it? Yeah. The Indian Army Band will do a solo, followed by one of our solo compositions. Thank you.
Hale sound check, hale sound check, hale sound check, hale hale sound check, hale sound check, hale. Check. Hale. Hale mic check, hale. अरे संधी मारी रहा संसार अब तू आनी थी दिल का तेरी तो बाहें पतवार कदम तेरे हाथ तेरी नस नस लोहाकार तू है यार बस तू भाग मिलता बस तू भाग मिलता हो सदिया हो सरिया सरिया मोर दिया कतरिया ओ कश्ती डूब जाने में ही है हस्ती ओ जंगल आज शहरों से है तेरा संगत बस तू भाग मिलता बस तू भाग 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 मिलता तेरा तो बिस्तर है बेदान ओढ़ना धरती तेरी शान तेरे सरहाने ऐसे पान पहले पूरा बात पकड़ी दाग मिलखाना तू भाग मिलखा 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 खोल तू रखे पहिए खोल बना दे चक्के बस खोल चक्के के बस के बस ये है शेर खुदा तू गोली दाग मिलखा तू भाग मिलखा भाग मिलखा भाग मिलखा भाग मिलखा भाग मिलखा खुद को ज्वाला ज्वाला बिन खुद होवे ना भूमे उजाला सबने आसमीन पाना सुबह खबर खबर खबर
Thank you very much. We will be concluding our recital with Vande Mataram. Thank you very much once again.
चेक। देशभक्ति से ऊपर कोई भक्ति हो नहीं सकती, राष्ट्र से ऊपर किसी की तख्ती हो नहीं सकती। तोड़ सके भारत की एकता और अखंडता को दुनिया में ऐसी कोई शक्ति हो नहीं सकती। इस शाम के कार्यक्रम को अंतिम रूप देने आ रहे हैं मेघालय के मशहूर बैंड कलाकार मिस्टर किट शांगप्लियांग और उनकी बैंड टीम, जिसमें कासुर ना नोंकिनडोंग, अहोवी और लाइट आफ्टर डार्क के सदस्य शामिल हैं। मिस्टर किट शांगप्लियांग शिलोंग के एक जाने माने कलाकार हैं। वे और इनकी बैंड समरसॉल्ट ने देश के कुछ प्रमुख कलाकारों और संगीतकारों जैसे शंकर महादेवन, उषा उत्थुप, जावेद अख्तर, फरहान अख्तर और शिलोंग चैम्बर कॉयर के साथ कार्य कर चुके हैं। श्री किट और उनकी टीम को आज यहाँ पर बुलाया गया है और वह अलग अलग सरकारी संस्थाओं जैसे भारतीय चुनाव आयोग, मेघालय सरकार, ऑस्ट्रेलियाई प्रसारण निगम, उत्तर पूर्वी परिषद, भारत सरकार, पूर्वोत्तर परिषद, डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ डेवलपमेंट ऑफ नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न रीजन इत्यादि के लिए कई सांस्कृतिक अनुष्ठान तथा परियोजनाओं को सफलतापूर्वक संगठित किया है। अब मैं मंच में मिस्टर किट शांगप्लियांग को आमंत्रित करती हूँ। जोरदार तालियों के साथ स्वागत कीजिए श्री किट शांगप्लियांग का।
Thank you very much, Priya, for those kind words. And I'd like to welcome all of you once again to this auspicious event. And I'm so happy to welcome you to the state of Meghalaya, the abode of clouds. And you know what? The state of Meghalaya, you will find people whose music and arts and culture are embedded in our DNA. And I take this opportunity also to thank Major General Murugesan and our friend Brigadier Kamalesh Shinde, Chaurya Chakra. And also another round of applause for Dr. M. Lalita and her sister M. Nandini for their wonderful, wonderful performance. I enjoyed it thoroughly. So I bring with me, friends from a village called Jongsha, okay? And this is a village about 80 kilometers from here, south from here. And as you drive down through the village and to the other villages around, you will see the hill slopes, beautiful hill slopes of Meghalaya. And also further down, you will see the plains of Bangladesh. And they come from the farming community. And glad to know that some of us, most of us, also the dignitaries from Chennai, they are, some of them from the farming community. So they are all farmers. So for that, let's give them another round of applause. And we were just appreciating your work and, wonderful, brilliant. I'd like to meet you after this, see how we can collaborate, That's nice. I also take this opportunity to thank Major Ajit Singh, the person who provides leadership to the organization called Abani. He works with the farmers, and he was obviously a major before, but a different kind of nation building now. So Major Ajit, wherever you are, thank you. Yes, there he is. A round of applause for Major Ajit. Okay. So the reason I'm here is because there's so much time taking in the sound system. So I'd like to take through the journey of how music and arts play around with the people of Meghalaya. So for example, if you go to each and every village in the state of Meghalaya, you will have the fireplace in the middle of the kitchen, okay? And so you have some sort of a platforms sort of suspended upside down like this. And then you have, the turmeric, you have the ginger, you have, all kinds of dried vegetables, including the bamboo shoot suspended, okay? And there is fire. So at the end of the day, when the uncle figure or the father figure comes back home, and he gathers his children and his grandchildren around the hearth, and he starts to tell them stories of old. And this is, a storytelling exercise at the family level. And that's how knowledge and traditional knowledge and ancient knowledge is passed from one generation to another generation. This is still happening even now. I wish we have the time to, experience that, and perhaps if you stay here a little longer, feel free to connect with me. And so this is how he would pick up a duitara. You know what a duitara is? I'm not sure if the musical instrument is still here, but it's actually 4 strings. So it is an assimilated instrument from, it could be from Bangladesh or maybe from in around Bengal, Assam, or even as far as Bihar or Odisha. But UNESCO says that if you've used the instrument for 100 years, I believe, then it is ours. So yes, he plays the duitara. The uncle figure tells the stories to his children and grandchildren, and he sings. So storytelling happens, by way of actually telling and by way of singing. So that is one story which you can still find. And we also have a village called Kong Thong. I don't know how many of you know about this. Are we ready? Almost there. Okay. So the more time they take, then the more stories you'll get from me. So the Kong Thong is very interesting because besides the name of the person, okay, so my name is Kid, and my mother would give me an alternate name, and she sings. So there is a melody and a very brief sort of tune melody that is attached to my name. And so each villager in the village has a heart song. And this is very interesting because, it happens not only in Kong Thong, but the adjoining villages as well. What it's supposed to do, it's supposed to protect me. Because in the village, then, everybody knows by my name. And even the evil spirit also perhaps would know my name. So, but if I go to the wild and the forest, right? I go to the wild and the forest, and if I have another name, which is the melody, so the evil spirit can't do much, can't harm me. So it is a protection system, supposed to be and believed to be a protection system that protects each and every villager from the evil spirit, okay, or any bad omen of sort. So here we go. I don't know if Kasur Nongkondong, are we ready? Okay. 80 kilometers away, Kasur Nongkondong, they will play for you the farmers' songs, okay? This is as good as it can get. This is as pure as it can get and as organic as it can get. So please, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Kasur Nongkondong, which means literally voice from the village. Take it away.
Nado ning kong kasih Jing ik play kasaki Hai ka perthai yang ayapi Na u play wat ngong let Kasapa u ai wat set U play nagi wa bat het แผ่นดินเป็นริ้วผู้คนการีก็ยังยาแต่ลิแผ่นดินเป็นริ้วผู้คนการีก็ยังยินยาแต่ลิ ชาพังจงพางาจูเปรคัดยาลาการีงาเจ้าชาพังจงพางาจูเปรคัดยาลาการีงาเจ้ามัดโกรีคาสีบายโกรีติปริวติปเลยกานำจงพากาลจาชาเอบาเลยพลงบุมดาPapertai kala kala Kami jemi kaam jingma Kendit pendiu ku pun kami Koyang nyatan Kendit pendiu ku pun kami Koyang nyatan Sapan jong pang aju berkat Ya la kami ngajau Sapan jong pang aju berkat Ya la kami ngajau La 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 yo La 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 Kan di pentiu ku kun kari Ko yang ingin yadali Kan di pentiu ku kun kari Ko yang ingin yadali Siapang jong pang aju berkat Ya la kari ngajau Siapang jong pang aju berkat Ya la kari ngajau La 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 Kendit penriu ku kun kami Tu yang ingin yadali Kendit penriu ku kun kami Tu yang ingin yadali Siapang jong pang aju berkat Ya la kari ngajau umat Siapang jong pang aju berkat Ya la kari ngajau Aji suno penim jongya Wanda lumen semanten penim jongya Oh penkella Ona marjongya Aji suno penim jongya Wanda lumen semanten penim jongya Oh penkella Ona marjongya Elayam Kinong ya pigo Wanda lumen Sempat ben Oh persatu Hagari tem Obanin kis Alayam Aji suno Minjongnya Wanda lumen Sempat Minjongnya Open kella Namarjonga Elayam Simbay Oh play nothing Oh pakkerpai Hagi kellay Ijon ujon Iyon benda Layon shong Pan shong yaram Aji suno Wanda lumen semanten ingin chonga open kella lama chonga beta adi suno nim chonga wada lumen mate nim chonga open kella lama chonga beta yam yam and them by on lay nap lay oh packer high hangi kelle di gotu chong you bend up yun lo ban chong yala adi suna nim chong Padaluman nim chong open kella lama chonga ela yam Hendai kiong shisen gas ni kaja Panuan cingsai na kiong don bala Hendai kiong shisen gas ni kaja Panuan cingsai na kiong don bala Pelun kia lang di pa paro Da usir ki ai hukum ban keto Pelun kia lang di pa paro Da usir ki ai hukum ban keto Kat pagi nang let nang jiwar sun Wat teng teng nang pun basanu Kat pagi nang let nang jiwar sun Wat teng teng nang pun basanu Kat bau priu dan yo dia jar jar Tang riu usir berteka asyara Kat bau priu dan yo dia jar jar Tang riu usir berteka asyara Hasngap mapi Pada jong kasnong Sada kuno pada pi banganong Hasngap mapi Pada jong kasnong Sada kuno pada pi banganong Ching sai pertai Sao dong kan hapa Riu badok sai kitrai di sa Sao dong pertai Kaching sai kan hapa Di riu badok sai kitrai di sa Oh, you! Oh, you! Thank you so much.
Check. Kule shibone na jongsha shine pilawan ngin kan ma we kan ijuna mad. I was telling them that from faraway village you've come here. We'd like to thank you very much. Let's give them another round of applause, please. Suranong Kandong. That's so nice. Okay, moving on. The next band comes from the other side of the state of Meghalaya, and this is called the Garo Hills. Okay, and incidentally, even our chief minister also comes from that part of the state. And without further ado, I'd like them. Yeah, they're coming. They've got a set of very different skin instrument. And this one is not just the small one that we have, but it's big. You will see them now. And but before I go there, and as they come in, I'd also like to take you to another village with another story. Okay, and this is a village which is called Wakhen. Okay, again, very near to the Bangladeshi border. I'd like the Ahovi people, please, if you can come right now. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So this is the story where if I am a musical instrument maker, so what do? I go to the forest because most of our musical instruments are made of wood or bamboo. So if it is made of wood, then I go to the forest. I usually walk for maybe 1 or 2 days to reach the place where you get the best of trees, the seasoned. And but when I reach there, uh, I I sit down and reason with the tree. And I also acknowledge that there is a maker, a creator, and a supreme being that looks after that tree, that is responsible for that tree to come up as it is, as big as it is. So what I do is I reason with the tree and I speak to my supreme being, who is God, right? And I try to justify that if I cut this tree, it will not be just an act of injustice, but it is an act of celebration. Because if I take this tree and make instruments out of it, it could be a dama, it could be a nakra, it could be a skin instrument. Then it will bring joy to the village. It will bring celebration. It will celebrate life, right? So here we are celebrating Amrit Ka Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. What an apt, if you think about this story, that all of these instruments, for example, these instruments is actually a consequence of that peaceful process that we as musical instrument makers, interact and connect with the maker and the tree itself. So, yes, Ahovi, they are very popular in the Garo Hills. And I have two friends here, Gabriel and Gifford here with the guitar. So we look forward to hear from them. And it's a different language. If you look at Khasi and Garo people, the other things, I mean, the only thing or the 2-3 things that tie us, the number one is matrilineal system. It's matrilineal. So they also take their, surname from the mother as we do. And if you compare Meghalaya with other states in the Northeast, I think we by far been the most peaceful, by far we've been the most peaceful, despite the fact that we come from different communities. And yes, it's a joy to have a Hovi with us. And so they're going to take some more time, and I'm running short of stories. And yes, so let's see what is happening now. So if you understand, the end of the last song is saying Hoi Q. And I also remember that we had this chance to work with Shankar Mahadevan at the time in Bombay. The song is called Hoi Q Chalo Chalo. Okay, so Hoi Q is actually a victory cry, and again it's so relevant to the army culture. When that's what you aim for, victory, right? So I would like you to repeat after me. Hoi. What we just need to do is Q, as in letter Q in English, okay? And it's a victory cry. It's a call to mount up, and to get on the horses or to get things done. Interesting. So here we go. Hoi, hoi. No, when you say you have to stay on top of your voice. Q. Hoi, Q. Hoi. Can't hear you. Okay. Hoy, Q! Hoy! Hoy! Okay, if these guys are not ready, I'm going to sing one. Da-da-da-da-da. Are we ready, guys? Okay. Hoy! Okay, you know what? These are the best instruments we have. Just follow after me. Tut, 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 tut. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hoy! Q! Yes. Hoy! Hoy! I'm going to sing the first verse for you guys. Okay. Hoy! 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 Okay, here we go. Keep it up, up, up. Please support me. Up, 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 up. 1, 2, 3. Kadang kasang kiwin kadba kaksing kadang sawa. Laday ka pertas nong bakin yos ngomadjan marpa. Kaday ka dorbars nong hale kaday ka dorbarba. Ladon mano bayap lesi kaday ka kambasa. Pertas nong ukasi kaday ka ni basyang sitam. Kakin ngidey ban ra ngidey ban tur kum nang yalam. Oi, kiu. Hoy, come on, help me. Kadak, 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 kadak. This is impromptu, okay, guys? Listen to this. Kadak, tat, 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 hoy. 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 Okay, thank you very much. So sorry. I almost forgot I'm not supposed to sing. So I'm stealing your show, Gabriel. Are you guys ready? Okay, please give it up for Ahoy.
Check, check, check. Someone. Very good evening, one and all. It's a great privilege for us to be playing for you all on this auspicious occasion. And as said earlier, we are Ahoy Band representing Garo Hills. And the songs that we're going to play for you are all local songs. And the first one to start off with is called Chidare Ko Chiko E. And the translation says, it's based on a love story of a boy and a girl. So this is our own rendition of a modern song that was sung by Hamilton. So we have made our own version of it. So this is an instrumental, Chidare Ko Chiko E. Thank you. So that was our first song. And the next song that we're going to sing is also a Garo number. It's called Apade Anko, which means, Father, why did you forsake me? So the song talks about a girl who, she loses her parents at a very young age, and she's deprived of all the joys and happiness that she would have loved or wanted to enjoy, the affection, the warmth of loved ones. She actually longs for that, and then she is lamenting, and the song is lamenting of a girl. So this is Apade Anko for you all. And also, this is the last song of the evening from our band, and hope you guys love the songs. Mama ada dongjama agas kiera jama nokni demu chikowa nokna nokro donjama ayao amasiang mangahana ang bichoneng metengong apa angko palana amasiang jamanu ayao apararang kuksana merong jakep kenina angko pale chana aje kote kuksana ayao 사랑한다케 아파슴 싹자오바 아만 못한 파겐문 아야오 아파 않고 팔자오대 앙바삭 삼농자문 아노 아비랑 르메 타바끄다 동계문 That's all for this evening. Thank you so much. It was a great pleasure playing for you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ahowi, and what a brilliant performance. We've got the flute, violin, piano, skin instruments, drums of all kinds. It has really been a real mahotsav, and it gives me the rare privilege of welcoming you. Welcoming this next band. So much so that I have to read. We have with us a very unique band, a group of musicians with a different ability. So you can guess, and I would like to invite right away our friends, Light After Dark. Light After Dark. They are called Light After Dark, and they are a band of visually impaired musicians. In 2018, they were named Election State Icons for Disability. Light After Dark has proved that visual impairment was never a deterrent to stop them from pursuing their dream of sharing their talents with the world. Many a times they've come forward to talk about accessible elections and the Election Commission of India's special attention to voters with disabilities. Light After Dark started with playing cover songs, and they did it so well until recently the band shifted gear to writing and performing their own songs as well. So the band includes Hilter, Kongpai, Dilbester, Lingdo Nonglat, Wanlamprang Nongklau, Rimeki Pajo, and Lauzon Liana Silo, which we lovingly call him Zoma. And so please welcome on stage Light After Dark as they sing their songs of vision. So, yes, I'd like to take you again to our culture, where the Khasi people and the Garo people are known to be people that are one with nature. So our rivers are like a lively being to us. So essentially, those are the values of the ancient days, and there is this mutual respect between creation and man with creation. But yes, as the first band sang Surna Nongkondong, they said that those values are sort of going astray now, and we would like to go back to those days where the culture of integrity was still intact. So yes, Light After Dark, they're taking their time to make it a wonderful evening for us. Just please, you don't want to miss this, people. This is very interesting. They are a powerhouse. That I can tell you. They are a powerhouse. And where is the main vocalist? I'm searching. He's coming. Okay, great. Nice. I think the plan is that they're doing 2 songs today, but if the hall is alive and kicking, they might decide to do the third one. I don't know. And I'll be in the interest of time, let's keep it at 2. Okay. Here is a little advice. If there are friends outside, you might want to give them a call and ask them to come back. You don't want your friends to miss this. Okay, are we ready? Check.
Hello, check, check, 1, 2, 3. Hello, check, check, mic testing. Hello, check, check. Hello, check, check.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on stage Light After Dark as they rock this auditorium for you.
Ladies and gents, this is the moment you waited for. Been searching in the dark, your sweat soaking through the floor. And buried in your bones, there's an ache that you can't ignore. Taking your breath, stealing your mind, and all your fear is left behind. Don't fight it, it's coming for you, running at you. It's only this moment, okay, what's come after? Go through the dreams, can't you see it getting closer? Just surrender, cause the feeling, take it over.
It's a fire, it's a freedom, it's a flooded open. It's a picture in the puppet and you found the vision. There's something breaking at the brick of every wall. It's holding all that you know. So tell me that you wanna go where it's covered in all colored lights. Find a way surrounding the night. Impossible comes true. It's taking over you. This is the greatest show. The light up, we won't come down. And the sun can't stop us now. Watching it come true. It's taking over you. This is the greatest show. Unless we come, these renegades in the ring. Where the lost get found in the crown of the circus king. Don't fight, it's coming for you, running at you. It's only this moment, don't care what's come after. Just lighting out, shining anything that you know. Just surrender, cause you're calling and you wanna go where it's covered in all colored lights, where a runaway surrounding the night. Impossible comes true, intoxicating you. This is the greatest show. We'll light up, we won't come down, and the sun can't stop us now. Watching it come true is taking over you. This is the greatest show. J-Ho! 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 आजा आजा जीने शामी यानी के तले, आजा सारे वाले नीले आसमाने के तले. जय हो. आजा आजा जीने शामी यानी के तले, आजा सारे वाले नीले आसमाने के तले. जय हो. Jai Ho, 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 Jai Ho. It's everything you ever want. It's everything you ever need. And it's here right in front of you. This is where you wanna be. It's everything you ever want. It's everything you ever need. And it's here right in front of you. This is where you wanna be. This is where you wanna be, where it's covered in all colored lights, where the runaway surrounding the night. Impossible comes true, it's taking over you. This is the greatest show. We light up, we won't come down, and the sun can't stop us now. Watching it come true, taking over you. This is the greatest show. Thank you. कभी ना कभी तो मिलोगे कहीं पे हमको यकीन है. कभी ना कभी तो मिलोगे कहीं पे हमको यकीन है. हो कभी ना कभी तो मिलोगे कहीं पे हमको यकीन है. कभी ना कभी तो मिलोगे कहीं पर हमको यकीन है. तेरी जिंदगी मेरी जिंदगी है. तेरे बिना ना हम जी सकेंगे यहाँ एक पल. तेरी जिंदगी
जी सकेंगे यहाँ एक पल दिल पे ख्यालों के बारिश जमी है भीगा है आलम निगाहों में नमी है भूल की जाने ना हमको मिली है सजा दिल पे ख्यालों के बारिश जमी है भीगा है आलम निगाहों में नमी है भूल की जाने ना हमको मिली है सजा सबका गम गहरे से लम्हा ठहरे से थम जाएगा धड़का सिलसिला सिलसिला तेरी जिंदगी मेरी जिंदगी है तेरे बिना ना हम जी सकेंगे यहाँ एक पल तेरी जिंदगी मेरी जिंदगी है तेरे बिना ना हम जी सकेंगे यहाँ एक पल कभी ना कभी तो मिलोगे कभी ना कभी तो मिलोगे कभी ना कभी तो मिलोगे कहीं पे हमको यकीन है कभी ना कभी तो मिलोगे कभी ना कभी तो मिलोगे कभी ना कभी तो मिलोगे कहीं पे हमको यकीन है तेरी जिंदगी मेरी जिंदगी है तेरे बिना ना हम जी सकेंगे यहाँ एक पल तेरी जिंदगी मेरी जिंदगी है तेरे बिना ना हम जी सकेंगे यहाँ एक पल
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Light After Dark, it was a beautiful treat. We will never forget this day. And we'd also like to thank Kasura Nongkondong and Ahowi for their wonderful, beautiful rendition of the songs. Okay, I hand over this time. It's been an honor to perform for you. If I have to say these things on behalf of the bands. And I hand over this time to Priya. And good night from all of us.
Hello.
इस कार्यक्रम के समापन से पहले मैं आप सभी का एक बार फिर तहे दिल से अभिनंदन करती हूँ, जिन्होंने अपना मूल्यवान समय हमारे बीच बिताकर इस महोत्सव को यादगार बनाया। आज की इस प्रस्तुति के लिए हम सभी कलाकारों और सदस्यों का धन्यवाद करते हैं, जिनके कारण इस सांस्कृतिक प्रस्तुति को आपके सामने लेकर आए हैं। मैं मंच पर ब्रिगेडियर के.एम. शिंदे शौर्य चक्र को आमंत्रित करना चाहूंगी और अनुरोध करूंगी कि वो कार्यक्रम का धन्यवाद प्रस्ताव रखें। माननीय ब्रिगेडियर साहब,
माननीय मेजर जनरल एस मुरुगेशन, जीओसी रेड हॉर्न्स डिवीजन और संस्कृति संचय के आज उपस्थित समस्त भारतीयों को मैं आपका आभार व्यक्त करता हूं। आप लोगों ने अपना बहुमूल्य समय निकालकर इस महोत्सव को और भी भव्य बनाया है। मैं इस महोत्सव की भूमिका निभाने वाले सभी सदस्यों को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देता हूं और मुझे पूर्ण विश्वास है कि इस प्रयासों से हमारा देश और भी राष्ट्रवादी बनेगा और सदियों तक अपनी अखंडता को बनाए रखेगा। मैं धन्यवाद देता हूं यूथ एसोसिएशन ऑफ कल्चरल डेवलपमेंट ग्रुप को, जिन्होंने यहां आकर भारतीयता से हमारा परिचय कराया। साथ ही मैं धन्यवाद देता हूं अबानी और अनंत फाउंडेशन को, जिन्होंने हमें संस्कृति से रूबरू कराया। भारतीय सेना का बैंड, जिसमें कि पंजाब और डोगरा रेजिमेंट के बहादुर जवानों ने विश्व प्रसिद्ध वायलिनिस्ट डॉक्टर एम ललिता और डॉक्टर एम नंदिनी ने जो समा बांधा, वो बहुत ही बेहतर और आदरणीय था। I also thank Mr. Satish, Dr. Lalita, and Dr. Nandini, the Abani and Anant Foundation, Major Ajit, Mr. Kit, the Indian Army Band, and the wonderful children of the Army Public School, Umaroi. मैं आप सभी का आभार व्यक्त करता हूं और आशा करता हूं कि हमारा यह प्रयास देश की प्रगति के लिए आगे के प्रेरित करेगा। अंत में मैं आप सभी से अनुरोध करता हूं कि आप सभी अपने स्थान पर खड़े होकर इन कलाकारों का हौसला अफजाई करें। आप अपनी अपनी जगह प्लीज खड़े होकर इनको हम तालियों से इनका हौसला अफजाई करें। धन्यवाद। जय हिंद।
धन्यवाद सर। आज की सांस्कृतिक संचय को हम यहाँ विराम देते हैं और आशा करते हैं कि हमारा ये प्रयास देश की एकता व अखंडता को और भी मजबूत नींव प्रदान करेगा। धन्यवाद।
Now I sing the last song, the Punjab Regiment, and the last one is Punjabi song. Bole Sonihal, Sat Sri Akal. Hello. This song is sung by Hansraj Hans.
वे ओ वे मोही एक सज पई वे मोरा वे तू मुल्क वसोलिया खेरा पंछी भी उड़ करानू आगे पंछी भी उड़ करानू आगे वो क्यों जितने लगदा तेरा वो क्यों दिल नहीं लगता मेरा हाल वे माया हाथ में रब्बा लिखी हीर में फकीर हाथ में रब्बा मारी तेरी हाथ में रब्बा लिखी हीर में फकीर हाथ में रब्बा मारी तेरी अदीना कोड़ी साथ मेरा तेरे बिन नहीं लगता दिल 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 मेरा छोड़ जाए तू ना छोड़ना तेरे बिन नहीं लगता दिल वाले सीने बिच जिवा की कोई बरसता वाले सीने तेरे बिन नहीं लगता दिल मेरा तेरे बिन नहीं लगता दिल मेरा सर चढ़ जाए जाना छोड़ना तेरे बिन नहीं लगता दिल मेरा तेरे बिन नहीं लगता दिल मेरा